Let's start with your reading, Cancer. Today, we are going to look into your recent past, current energies, and near future, and then we will immediately clarify in order to find out more details about your messages. Now, let's begin right away with your reading. Wow. Okay. These are some beautiful cards. We see the Strength, the Lovers, the Star, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Empress. But there is something right here, some indecision. We'll have to see what that's about. And look at this. I mean, clearly something is going on here. And most of all, with the Wheel of Fortune as the main energy, what we see is something that comes in for a redo at a very particular time. There is something about timing here, a cycle that potentially is restarting in the exact period in which it started the first time around, or something on those lines. Something ended in the past, something you walked away from, but subconsciously you or the other person have left a door open to it. You decided back then to just not fight for this anymore, but many questions were left up in the air, and you have always hoped to understand more about why this happened. Something that you felt destined to, obviously, and that eventually ended abruptly. It now comes back. We'll see why and how it's going to evolve this time. Now, in the recent past, the first thing that we see is Strength and the Lovers. Obviously, here we are looking at a very powerful spiritual connection that came in and really changed your life. It changed your vision, your goals. It looks like something you have learned a lot from, and maybe out of pain as well. That's, by the way, the only way we learn, unfortunately. It was something that at least at some point felt effortless, felt destined to, and it became slowly a need in your life, something you could have not been without. They seem to have the best intentions back then and being on the same page as you, and then everything suddenly changed. That's what the Wheel of Fortune also brings to you. Changes, constant changes. Still today, this might not make sense to you, not fully at least. You were never able to answer all the questions you had. You're thinking we could have had it all, and maybe you still are going to have it all with the Ten of Pentacles in the future. We'll see. We'll come back to this and see what else happened back then that you don't know about. In the present, we have the Star, the Seven of Cups. You know, there is a lot of indecision right here. There is something that you are potentially delaying, and we see how you're finally receiving some good news. You're about to, but you seem very guarded about it. This is something with the Star that it's going to make you hope for a specific outcome once again. And the rediscovery of hope, it's actually something pretty scary, because when we manage to walk away from something that we have had hard time walking away from, and then it comes back in and it makes us feel as though it can happen again, we are afraid to believe in it again, because we do not want to repeat that cycle all over again. So there is definitely something here that might at a first glance look like good news, but you know better and you are going to delay it. You're going to take your time and think about this. We'll see what this is going to be about when we clarify. In the near future, Ten of Pentacles, the Empress. You know, there is a feeling of being good enough for yourself here. First of all, you're understanding that wanting someone and needing someone are two very different things. An offer is coming in, a sweet emotional message. We'll see from whom. But this time you're feeling different, not feeling as though you need this, not feeling that feeling of codependency. You understand that you are your own person, and that if you decide to look into this It's not because you need it, but it's because you choose to. And that alone will definitely change the overall outcome as well. So we'll see what this is about. Let's start clarifying and let's begin with your recent past. Okay, look at this. We see, first of all, some of these names you won't know, but just follow me. I'll let you know what these cards mean. We have the Protector, the Crow, the Mender, and the Nine of Pentacles. It feels like you were not looking for love back then. Nine of Pentacles, it's a card of independency, you being self-sufficient, being busy, having everything you need. And this is where you were coming from. But obviously, when this came in, it changed your vision. Right here, I see you fighting against yourself, fighting against a new version of yourself, which is trying to come up. This connection showed you what was really important for you. And it made it clear what you were looking for, that maybe you didn't even know you were looking for. But once you did know, it was impossible to ignore. Right here, I see you opening up to it with the Mender energy, definitely wanting to go for it, wanting to trust it as well. But at the same time, something has happened here. Something has happened that made you feel, I finally open up and let love in, and then this happens? What the hell? Why is that the case? Why did I do wrong? Should I instead not invested in this? Should I been the same person that I was before without opening up to new love? This is something that definitely changed you in so many ways, but that at least back then didn't end up as you were hoping it would. Now, we see also this infinite paths card, soulmates. This combination right here is reminding you that there isn't just one way towards what it is that you want to achieve. And in this case, not just one way towards this connection, soulmate connection. There are infinite paths. And perhaps right now the two of you are detouring from each other. And maybe that detour, it's going to take you closer again in the future. We'll see. We'll see what this is about. Let's now clarify the current energy, the present. Oh my God. Whatever has happened in the past it was definitely meant to take you back together at some point with the bridge. Right here, we overall see someone who did not show too much interest in the past, or at least did not fight for this hard enough. We see someone with multiple faces here, multiple personalities, and someone who is really trying to fight this. There was a need from them already to make this work, but they didn't do anything about it. And now, something has changed in this overall situation because of karma. This person has spent time away from you. They have really started to understand what it is that they have done and also what it is that they gave up back then, and they do not like it. They look back at their own actions and they're not proud of themselves. It's as if you have put a mirror in front of them and they're not liking what they're seeing. Right now, you might just wonder, hey, why is this Two of Cups coming in now? Why is this person wanting to talk, wanting to reconnect? Why now? What happened? There are messages coming in and someone opening up their heart, saying potentially exactly what you wanted them to say back then. But again, you are so conflicted right now. You are really thinking about this because you do not want to end up in that cycle again. Things are starting to move in towards a direction that you wanted them to move in the past. And you're saying, this looks too good to be true. Is it? We'll see. Let's now clarify the near future energy. the bridge coming up again with the Ace of Cups, Eight of Swords, and the Geomancer, which is actually a very important energy. This is the Queen of Pentacles, and it really shows someone who's wanting to nurture this, who's wanting to really make things grow, make things happen over here. But there is something very different right now in the environment. It feels like this is happening at the right time. What I see is that you are not rushing into this, which is very important. And I see you telling this person, you know what, I need you to show me with actions that you mean what you say. If you do mean it, I need you to show me. Words are just not enough for me. I need you to do real things. Again, Queen of Pentacles, the Geomancer. I need you to be practical about things. Enough with the dreaming, with the fantasizing. At this point of my life, I need to see real things. I do not want to chase rainbows anymore. I want to choose something because I know it's right, not because I think it is. And so right here, we see that because of this new approach that you're going to have, there is a tornado forming right there. There is something that it's definitely going to change things up completely. I cannot see this person's reaction yet, other than being fearful of losing you with this Eight of Swords. But what I see is that something is changing. There is a realization. And what comes next, whatever it's going to be, is very much connected to this shift that you are having inside of you. And so we understand, especially in this reading, that you're always in control, even when you think you're not. And right now, because you're setting these boundaries, and because you're not allowing certain things to just be left up in the air anymore, it's forcing this person to really show you, to really be honest. And that is going to change the outcome, which so far looks amazing. But I want to keep going with the reading to see what that's actually going to be. So far, what we've seen is that you need to be honest, first of all, to yourself, and then to this person, without settling just because they feel like your soulmate. There's no one that you should sacrifice yourself for, your goals, your values, the things that are important for you. No one, no matter how important you are, actually, how important they are. And right here, we see that once you do that, things will really change in the situation. How? Let's find out next. Let's see how the situation is bound to evolve in the next few months. And also, let's see what else is coming your way, Cancer, in the next few months. Let's look into it. If you want to dive deeper into the messages, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, Cancer, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free, personal, live, 45-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning. Make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Cancer. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the incoming events, the Tower. Look at this. A clear message for you, Cancer. Whatever this is going to be, do not underestimate it. Do not underestimate this incoming energy, because it's going to change everything for you. Once again, just like it did the first time around. Get ready for an emotional roller coaster and get ready to rebuild something you thought was completely over, but that instead it was just delayed. Now, I will not hide that with the Tower, this transformation can feel uncomfortable at times, but every transformation might feel that way at some point. This is something that at first you might try to delay it, you might try to reject it as well, but that eventually is really going to take you to the next level. I am excited for you, especially considering this 10 of Pentacles, but there is so much more to look into that I have more questions than answers so far. So let's find some answers. And first of all, let's clarify this Tower energy to see what the fundamental transformation is going to be in the near future. Okay. Look at this. Death, Six of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Ace of Wands, and Eight of Wands. What did I tell you? This is definitely that conversation which is going to kickstart this transformation. And at first, it will actually bring some confusion, but very soon it will make things clear for you. And in a way, it will set you free from a belief that was keeping you stuck. Cancer, get ready for things to change, and also to change at the right time. Right here we see